I found out I had a heart condition at Disney World. When I was younger, I went to a magnet school that focused on the arts. I was in the chorus program, and we were regularly invited to Disney World to perform with other schools in the area. Every time we went, we all received a free ticket to the park to use whenever we wanted. And at the end of my 8th grade year, a few friends and I decided to go to Disney together with our free tickets. We had a lot of fun for most of the day, and we got on a bunch of rides. It was a weekday, so the park was slightly less busy than usual, and we were able to go on Space Mountain twice in a row. After a while, we got really tired and hot, so we decided to get on a calmer ride to relax. We chose an indoor ride with air conditioning and settled in to cool off. But something was wrong. Halfway through the ride, my vision started to go white. My left arm was tingling like it was asleep, and I suddenly couldn't catch my breath. I told my mom, who was sitting beside me, about the issue. She told me to just try and make it through, because we didn't know if there was an emergency exit from the ride. Once the ride was over, my mom and my friends helped me outside. But it wasn't long before I got dizzy and ended up collapsing on the ground. Everything after that is kind of a blur, but I know the paramedics came and took me away in a wheelchair. I fell asleep at some point, and I woke up in a clinic in the park. My mom and my friends were there, and everyone was really worried about me. I was scared too. A paramedic came into the room and explained to me that I was dehydrated and my heart rate was extremely high. He said I had probably just overexerted myself and that I'd be okay with rest. He sent all of us home, but I didn't feel good for the rest of the night. Constantly, I found myself having to stop and catch my breath, and I could feel my heart pounding in my chest. The next morning, it got even worse. I was just watching a movie in my room, but I suddenly felt my heart rate go out of control. My heart was beating faster than I had ever felt before, to the point of being painful, and it wouldn't stop. My parents rushed me to the emergency room, where I was quickly put on a heart monitor. The doctor said it could possibly be an arrhythmia, but they would need to do a lot of tests before they could be sure. That's when I got my heart monitor. It was a small machine that I had to wear every day. It had wires that clipped onto my chest and my side to monitor my heart rate, and a little machine that I clipped to my belt. Whenever I felt my heart go out of rhythm or when I felt weak, I had to hit a button on the machine that would record my heart rate for a few minutes. And a few times a month, I had to call my doctor and press the machine against the phone to transmit the recordings of my heart. This went on for 6 months, and I was extremely scared most of the time. My heart would fall out of rhythm at random, and I would have to sit down and catch my breath a lot. I wasn't allowed to have any caffeine at all, and I wasn't allowed to run or play or do anything that could excite my pulse. And during this time, I still didn't even know what was wrong with me. When the 6 months was over, I finally got my diagnosis. I had something called supraventricular tachycardia, or SVT for short. This meant that the electric signal in my heart was getting interrupted, and it was causing a lot of issues. Normally, people only have 2 electrical nodes around the heart, and the signal being sent back and forth between them causes a heartbeat. I had 17 of them, some working and some not, all twisting around my heart and randomly interrupting the electric signal. The doctor said I would have to undergo surgery to correct the problem. I was so scared at first, but he assured me it wouldn't be an open heart procedure. I was going to have something called a catheter ablation, where the doctors used my veins as pathways into my heart. They would put a camera in to see what they were doing, and then use the little tools to burn away the extra nodes causing the problem. If there were any located too close to my heart, those would have to be frozen instead, since they needed to be sure they didn't accidentally burn my heart. The problem with freezing, though, is that those nodes can potentially become active again, so I might have to undergo the surgery again in the future. Still, my doctor assured me that I was in excellent hands and that I would make it out just fine. On the day of the surgery, I sat in my hospital bed, waiting nervously for the doctors to come get me. My parents were by my side the whole time until nurses finally came to take me away. Once I was taken into the operating room, the nurses injected something into my IV and put a mask over my face. They told me to count backwards from 10, but I only made it to 9 before the room started spinning and everything went dark. When I eventually woke up, my throat hurt so badly. I remember my mom trying to give me a drink, but it just made me sick. I couldn't focus on anything and I felt so tired. And the anesthesia wore off. Nurses took me to a room to sleep through the night and recover from the surgery. But I remember hearing my parents talk to me and telling me that everything was okay. The surgery had been a success. The next morning, my doctor came to see me, and he had a present, a chocolate muffin with chocolate chips. It was the first caffeine I had in over 7 months, and it was amazing. I almost cried while I ate it. The doctor told me everything had gone perfectly, and that I could even go get on a roller coaster right then if I wanted to. The surprises didn't end there though, because when I got home, my friends were waiting for me with a giant gift basket full of chocolate too. It's been over 10 years since that surgery, and I'm doing a lot better. I still have a lot of anxiety over my health because of how scary the whole thing was, but thanks to my wonderful doctors, I was taken care of, and now I can look at it all as just a scary memory.